was hyper focusing this morning. I apologize. It's just been going nonstop since I got up, and I looked up and it was 2 minutes after 11, and I hadn't put my makeup on, and it was just crazy. Do you ever do that? You just get so into what you're doing. Well, let me tell you what I was doing. First off, first things first on Thursday is I print out our questions, and they print it on the back and the front, and I can't figure it out. I'm just giving up. I guess I'm supposed to save a tree. But the environmentalists don't understand. Trees are a renewable resource. Anyway, I got the questions printed out. And Leanne and I were brainstorming last night after dinner while the guys were playing chess and ping pong. And we were brainstorming about our fan supporter page. And she wrote me a little bit of copy this morning for the page, and I've been trying to put some cover pictures on, looking through my phone at about 10 years worth of pictures in my phone. So imagine that, 10 years worth of pictures, looking at them in my phone, and I'm sending them to my computer so I can put them up. And I looked up and it was, wow. It was after 11 o'clock. So I apologize for being late. I know if you're like I am, waiting for Scott Adams to come on, I start worrying. That's the obsessive person in me. Though I'm not, I was late, but it was just because I was hyper focusing on something. Anyway, we got questions and I've got answers, and we're going to get started. Are y'all ready? Because people are in here already. Let me get that. So, for those of you who are my Facebook supporters, there's 27 of you. Y'all are so sweet. We're going to do something special. We really are. And I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to you about it. And I'll probably do that later today. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So, there's a button if you want to become a supporter, and it's, I think it's $4.99 a month, and it's just a great way for you to help me to help others. That's all it is. And we, Fly Lady is free to everyone. These videos are free to everyone, but sometimes you need a team of people that are part of your inner circle that's going to help you come up with different ideas, and maybe they need something special. They want to ask you a question. So, if you become a fan, Fly Lady supporter on Facebook, there's going to be some special stuff for you. Anyway, and I've talked to Justin and Leanne, and we're just having fun with it, So, we've got questions. First question, can we add more than 8 zones with an app? Every time I try to add a zone, it puts it into my routines. I don't know what you're talking about there, because we don't have zones on our app. It may be with Alexander's app. My nephew Alexander, he built a Fly Lady app for us, for him. But we have 5 zones. And that's it. Because we only have about 5 weeks in a month, except in February, where we have 4 weeks, but those 4 weeks can come over 5 weeks. So look at a calendar, and I'll pull one up right here. I've got the hot pink calendar, everybody. So I'm going to pull up November. Let's just pull up November. September, October. November. So November starts right here on the 1st on a Friday. So this is zone 1. Zone 1 is our front porch, our dining room, and our entrance of our house. So it's going to go here and here. This is zone 1. Zone 2 is the first full week of the month. See this? First full week of a month. That's our kitchens. And November the 4th is where we're going to do our hot melt sprint. Zone 3 is the second full week of the month. And that's our main bathroom where company would use. Zone 4 is the third full week of the month, and zone 5 is the last few days of the month, which is a whole week, which is rare for us to have zone 5. When it falls like zone 5 in the end of October ends on Thursday, right here on Thursday. So you see, sometimes zone 1 and zone 5 fall into the same week, but we only have 5 zones because that's what a house has. And when we're in zone 3, we can add those extra rooms to our homes, but don't be adding more than 5 zones because it's going to mess your calendar up. And you're trying to make it harder than it really is. If we focus on these 5 zones, the entrance and front porch of our house, the dining room, zone 2 is the kitchen, zone 3 is the main bathroom and some other room in our house, and zone 4 is our master bedroom, the bedroom you sleep in. Zone 5 is your living room. So there you have it, 5 zones. And when you roll around them every month, we're going to go through them and do our detailed cleaning. It's going to come around eventually. And then if you need to take a day and focus on your basement, then take 15 minutes and go down and declutter your basement. I do that when I'm waiting for clothes to dry. I'm in the basement. It's fun. Can you create new cooking videos this year? Watching you inspires me to do more cooking. Well, right now, I'm not doing a lot of cooking because I'm keeping things simple. I did all these videos last year for you. I did a bunch of them, just plain old Southern cooking. It's, just plain old country cooking. How to make fried chicken. How to make cornbread, how to make biscuits. I did all that. I've done it. It's in a video. I'm not going to redo that. Besides, it takes a lot of time to do those videos. But I did all of our Thanksgiving stuff for you last year. We did one of our side dishes all along the way. I did the turkey Leanne's way. I did everything for you last year. And I don't think they have to be redone. Because why you want to mess with a good thing? Now, right now, I am focused on losing weight. I am focused on never having to go on a diet again. So I'm learning how to eat a little differently. I'm not eating carbs. I am not eating I'm not eating sugars, and I'm staying focused. I'm having greens, I'm having avocado, I am having a small entree of meat about like this, size of a deck of cards. And I am, the videos are there on the playlist to watch. They're there on YouTube. And you can see them. It's not a big deal. You can see them. All my cooking videos are there. I'd like to start my holiday shopping, but I always procrastinate because I wait for sales. But the rest of me wants to get it over with now. What do you suggest? Don't procrastinate. It's just that simple. You can right now figure out. Amazon has a ton of sales going on. But guess what? Waiting to the last minute for these stupid sales is going to wreck your health. You heard me. the stress. But if you plan properly right now, you can save a lot of money by picking things out now and making your list and sticking to it. But if you wait to the last minute, okay, what that means is you got to go get it. If it's on sale and you got to go get it, then you've got to bring it home. You've got to hide it from everybody because people are looking. And then you got to get it wrapped. If you buy one present like every 3 or 4 days and have it shipped to the house, and you open it up and you wrap it up and you put the label on it, stick it in a suitcase somewhere and write it in your control journal, a little each week, and you're not going to be stressed out. If you wait to the last minute, you're going to cause yourself to get sick, and you're going to miss that, and it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful on you. So do it now. Don't wait, because you can shop wisely. How often should I keep statements of paid bills? Unless you're running a business out of your house and you count part of your house as deductions, you shouldn't do that. You should not do that. I don't keep paid bills because I don't use my house as part of a deduction. Nope, not at all. Now you can just put them all in a box labeled 2019. You just stuff them in there. And then if you need them, you've got them. But we just get rid of ours. In fact, we don't even get statements. We have things automatically drafted out of our bank account all the time. And this saves having to write checks and having to meet deadlines. It's just automatic for us. And it works. But if you're paycheck to paycheck, that's tough. But you can save enough money by eating out of your freezers and your pantries for the next month that you'll be able to have extra money in your account to be able to have these things set up, automatic draft. Yep. How can I get my husband on board? I'm new to the system and I'd like him to join me. Well, get over it, sister. He didn't join. This you got to get out of your head. You are the one who cares about the house and how it looks. He may fuss about the house, but he don't want to do anything about it. So you're doing this for you. Trying to get him on board is just like trying to make your puppy eat dinner when they don't want to eat. You can't do that. So stop trying to force feed your husband Fly Lady. It's the worst thing you can do. You can turn them against me. You can have, I saw a picture of this today. That's why I remember it when I was going through my pictures. There was a man in Nashville, and he came up to me and he said, "You're a 4-letter word in our house." Those were his exact words. Rebecca was sitting right beside me, and she's my guard dog. She's ready to pounce if she had to. And I looked at her and I said, "I'm sorry." And he said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, I apologize because that's not what I teach my women. They're not supposed to force Fly Lady down your throat because that's not how it works." And he looked at me kind of puzzled and he said, "Well, tell me more." And I said, the women who want to get their house in order and get it in order for them, they can do it. Single women and military spouses do it all the time. And even the guys, we've had military spouse guys who have gotten their house in order because they don't want their spouse who's deployed to worry. And I said, they can do it all by themselves. Your wife can do it all by herself. She just has to whine. And she's whining to you. And I'm telling them not to do that but she's not listening to me. So I apologize for my name becoming a 4-letter word in your house. And he says, we really need you back. Do you see what an apology can do and how you can change somebody's thinking when you agree with them and just dispel the whole argument? I'm not a 4-letter word. Your husband can come right along and join you, but he's got to do it of his own free will. He can't do it because you're making him do it. He's going to run as far as he can get from that. And he's going to fuss that fly lady's a 4-letter word. So stop it. You're making me look bad. You got that? Don't do that. Okay. It's printed on the backside. I'm going in. How to be prepared for our diets. How to be prepared in our diets for major stressors like a death in the family that can cause us to fall off the wagon. Okay, folks. You don't want to prepare yourself for deaths in the family. That's just morbid. And that makes me angry. Because if you think about somebody dying, by golly, you're going to make it happen. So stop it. And stop it right now. Now, what you do when there is a big thing that happens in your life, whether it's the sickness of a family member or whatever, you have to take care of yourself first. Because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of them. So think about that. You have to be well rested. You have to get proper food in your body. And sometimes proper food is no food at all. Because if you're cramming your feelings with anything that's in the refrigerator and you're cramming it down your own throat, that's not doing you any good. No. So sometimes just fasting can help you stay focused on what needs to be done. And then you can grab something decent to eat, a salad, an avocado, and a piece of salmon or something. It's simple, but don't just reach for anything to stuff your feelings. That's the wrong way to go about this. So let go of just the stress that comes from things that happen in our lives. You can't plan, unless somebody is, I'm not even going to say those words. I'm just not going to say them. You've got to take care of you so you can take care of everybody else. And if you don't, God help you. Yesterday morning, I woke up with this on my mind. I used to live to eat. I would live to eat. And now I eat to live. Think about that. I eat to live. I don't just cram garbage down my throat just for the sake of eating. I don't do it. How do I create a routine when everybody is different? 3 days a week, my kids are in school all day. 2 days, one kid is half a day. I'm helping my mother recover from a stroke. I feel like I'm playing catch up and running around in circles all day. Okay, I have a solution for you. I have a solution. It's called a calendar. And the squares are big enough to add your routines for the different days. Now you can build your own control journal that has a different, where is it? Let me grab this. It's right beside me, and I'm about to pull my microphone off. But say you make a routine, you make your routines for each day of the week, or for the days, 2 days they're in school, 1 day there's a half a day. You got to make your routine around that. But the same thing is every morning. You get up and you get dressed to lace up shoes. The kids get up and get dressed to lace up shoes. And then you're ready to do what you need to do. You got it? So she says that 3 days a week my kids are in school. That gives you plenty of time to get home and do what if you've got to take them to school or they catch the bus or whatever. 2 days, one kid has a half a day. So there you have it. You just have to put it down on your calendar. Make a timetable. You got to get the kids to school. You got to pick them up at noon. So there you can do it. Have a different sheet in your control journal for each day of the week. And have your routines all. But this first part of your morning routine, it's the same every day. It's your get up routine. Name it that. And then as soon as everybody's dressed, everybody's had breakfast, all of that, then you hit the door. You hit the door running, taking care of everybody that needs to be taken care of. And we had one testimonial just a few weeks ago about a lady who uses the little calendar for her mother's doctor's appointments and stuff. But she has to merge them with her big calendar, but she's always got mom's stuff right in front of her. Where do I begin with admin filing and what's your system? My desk and office are in total disarray. Well, you just said it. You begin by cleaning off your desk. This month we're clearing out paper clutter. You cannot function if your desk is messy. You cannot function if your desk is messy. Now, Leanne has a problem. Every day on her show, she cannot find her quote for the week. She has to search to find it. She has to try to remember it. I want to put her up a bulletin board right beside her so she can put these things on this bulletin board. Or a little magnetic board. She put it on with a magnet. I didn't go upstairs in her house last night, but I might do it next week and check out her messy desk. But you can't think if your desk is messy. You can't do it. So, yep, I'm calling you out, Leanne. I didn't go up there, but I wanted to last night, but I wasn't going to embarrass my best friend. But stand ready, because we might do a video about it. That'll get that desk clean. I guarantee it. But she needs a bulletin board. There's something going on where she can't remember what the quote is, and she needs its own place. My granny always said, a place for everything and everything in its place. Now, Mark went to the office and got one of our folding tables, and she set up all her research books for our new book over in the corner. I know she's got that stuff going on. But she's got to come up with a way to put her quote of the week where she can find it. She may need a bulletin board where she can put all the quotes of the week. She writes them out on cute little cards. And she has a beautiful handwriting. But when it's underneath a pile of stuff, she can't find it. So, you got to clean the desk off. And that's what she said. My desk and office are in total disarray. Clean off your desk. I want you to get 3 boxes. Banker's boxes. Liquor store boxes. I don't care what you use. 3 boxes. Label them. Grab your Sharpie. Here's my red one. Grab your Sharpie and label it left, right, center. And then I want you to pull everything off of the left side of your desk, right there, and put it in that box. Everything off the right side of your desk and put it in that box. And everything off the center of your desk, which should be your computer. But you don't have to take your computer off. But all the papers around the center of your desk, put that in the center box. Now put that underneath your desk. Now Leanne has a cute little desk. It doesn't have any drawers in it. It's got a little thing at the back that she can put things in. But when you got it piled full of papers, you can't even get to those drawers. So what you do is you pick up papers from the left side of your desk and you go through them and you find a place for them. Find a place for them. Whether you need a bulletin board or you need a framed picture, kind of like my picture over here. Let me see if I can make y'all see that. See that picture right there? You could put a magnetic back on it, and that's where you could just Scotch tape your quote of the week there. And next week you put a new one up. And there you have it. So that would be a fun way. She could put a bulletin board right behind her, right over here, on the wall where she would put the quote, and she'd had to turn around and grab it. So, folks, I'm fussing on Leanne, but, you know, when you can't find stuff, it irritates the daylights out of you, and I just can't handle that. So decluttering your desk is going to make your life smooth. If you've got other things in your office that you don't need in there, you need to get those things out of there and find a place for them. Decluttering is going to make everything better. It really is. And I saw Leanne's office when it was empty. So I know everything she's put in there has been in there since the last 3 months. Okay. And cleaning off your desk is a start of getting rid of your paper clutter. It really is. Then you can start opening up the drawers and getting rid of things in there. I've just made bone broth for the first time. Congratulations! That's a healing elixir. It's amazing stuff. So my question is, when I want to warm up the bone broth from a frozen cube, do I add plain hot water to it, or do I let the cube melt or heat and thaw enough cubes to fill the cup? Well, here's what I do. Now, when I make my bone broth, I strain it out, and then I put it in a big pot on top of the stove and simmer it until it's reduced by half. So if it starts out with 6 inches in the pot, I'll reduce it down to 3 inches. And you don't have to measure. You just have to stick a wooden spoon in there, and it'll go up to right about there. And you could mark it if you wanted to with a Sharpie or something. And then when it gets halfway from that mark, I reduce it down. I let it cool. I put it in the refrigerator and let it cool all the way till the fat is totally solidified. And then I take 3/4 of the of the fat out of there, warm it up again till the fat gets all mixed up in. Sometimes I take my little emulsion blender or my little coffee thing and swish it all around and pour it in ice cube trays. And then I take 2 cubes, and you can let them melt naturally. I wouldn't stick them in the microwave because I'm a microwave phobe when it comes to nutrition, and this is a nutritional thing. This is a powerful nutritional elixir you're putting in your body. And so I would just add hot water. Sometimes when my water comes to a full boil, it's too hot. It's too hot to drink. So having those 2 ice cubes of bone broth in there are great. Just great. And you might need to add a little sriracha sauce to it, or however you like to take your bone broth. Sometimes you add a little salt. But here's the bone broth. I've got coffee this morning I haven't drank all day, all my coffee yet, because I was hyper-focused. I want you to get hyper-focused on cleaning off your desk. Leanne was making bone broth last night. We had bone broth as an appetizer. I have a bone broth before I left the house, so I didn't eat it at Leanne's house. But here's the thing. Bone broth is good for you. And getting those beef marrow bones or chicken feet and chicken bones or turkey carcasses. Yay, y'all give Leanne hearts for cleaning off her desk. She'll be ready for her show. So making the bone broth It's not hard. It's not hard. I learned how to use my Instapot, and let me tell you what I did. I had never used my Instapot. I've given 2 Instapots away. That's how adverse I was to them. But I got tired of smelling the broth cooking. And I don't want to be offended by something that's supposed to be so good for my body. So what I did was I took what Leanne told me to do, to pressure cook it for 2 hours. 2 hours. And I did that. And then I let it cool down and dispense the pressure in it. And then I drained it. And it was a pretty broth, but it wasn't rich. And when I say rich, it wasn't that beautiful brown color that I wanted. So what I did then was I put the bones back into the Instapot, put some more water in there up to the fill level, and cooked it for 6 hours on pressure cooker. And do you know what happened? It was an amazing broth. So next time, I'm going to cook it for 6 hours. 6 solid hours on a pressure. And it made some of the best broth I've ever seen. I'm going to leave out my carrot the next time and just put onion and celery and garlic, a whole thing of garlic in my Instapot. And I didn't like the sweet I'm getting, that taste is not, I'm not liking sweet taste anymore. I'm liking savory. Savory is good. So I'm putting herbs, thyme, and rosemary and different things in there. And then it's good. It's really good stuff. And then I reduce it down by half afterwards. And it is some beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Okay. I just started cruising through the holidays today. Should I also accomplish the first several tasks I missed today? Well, we're going to get back to them Monday, Tuesday. If you missed Monday and Tuesdays, that's fine. If you want to jump in and, yesterday was anti-procrastination day. Today is some errand day. I didn't look at today's mission this morning because I got hyper-focused on pictures. So, folks, Monday is going to be clean and fling day. Throw something away, get rid of something. Yesterday, we gathered up all of our decorations. Well, not our decorations, our Christmas cards and wrapping paper. We're going to start setting up a wrapping station somewhere in your home that you can do that and keep it pretty easy to access. But you don't have to go back and do them unless you just want to. And they're little 5-minute things. They're 5-minute things. We have a page on our website that you can go get the past ones. But don't worry about it. We can do it. And some people like to make bone broth and put all of them in the pot. Turkey and chicken bones. And you got to remember to put a little vinegar with it, along with your celery and carrot and onion and garlic and your herbs. So don't fret over missing 2 or 3 missions because we're going to do the same thing every week. We just got a little different mission along with it. So Monday's clean and fling. Tuesday's plan and play. That's when we went over our holiday control journal. Main thing, print out your holiday control journal. Put it in your office in a bag. Somebody post a link to the red office in a bag. And then just go from there. Okay. So Wednesday's anti-procrastination day, Thursday's errand day, and Friday is budget, don't begrudge it. It's look at your budget and make sure you're keeping up with what you're spending all week long. And put in the back of your holiday control journal, put a big manila envelope that you can stick your receipts in there. Okay, that's a page. Did you ever get your computer to stop printing on both sides? No! I've done it one time, but it wasn't with a Word document. It's Word that is my problem. It is Word that is my problem. And I've got to let it go. I've got to let it go. I'm saving a tree somewhere. I am saving a tree. By golly, this is crazy. How many books do you read a year and what do you read? Oh, I would say I read probably close to 100 books a year. Sometimes I read 2 or 3 books a week. Now, I don't do it sitting down and reading. I don't do it like that because I'm an auditory learner. I have to hear it. If I hear it, it sticks. Now, sometimes I may be doing something else and I might miss something. So like with Dr. Bosworth's book, I'm reading it for the 3rd time in the last month. The 3rd time in the last month. So hearing things, and if it catches my attention, then it's like learning through osmosis. But then I listen to it over and over again. I started doing this in 1988, I believe, when I ordered Rita Davenport's It's Time for Me audio cassette series. It was 13 cassette tapes, and I ordered it, and by golly, I listened to those things till I wore them out. And I re-listen to them every once in a while. Not that I have a cassette tape player anymore, but I had somebody transcribe them into an MP3 for me, and they're on my, they're in my iTunes, so I can listen to them anytime I want now. Except for the very first one, I think that tape was so bad that we couldn't reproduce it. But I read a lot of books, and I read everything from self-help to biographies. I love biographies. I really love looking into people's lives and what they did. I read spiritual books, like the certain lives of saints and books that saints have written. I read books on meditation. I read books on health and healing. Dr. Bosworth's book. This is a heavy book. Eat to Beat Disease. I read these kind of books, which helps me to frame up my head and get me ready to write the book, working on the book we're writing at this moment. And when it comes time to start writing, it's going to fall together. And Leanne's already writing, and I'm writing some little things, making lists and stuff of what to write. And then I'll play a little game with myself. And I'll pick a topic out of a hat, and I'll write on it for 3 hours, or whichever comes first, and I'll get it done. So reading books is, it puts new, I want to learn something new. I want to learn something new every day. And that's what I try to do. I can't read Nicholas Sparks books. They break my heart, and I cry like a baby. I read one, and I cried so hard, I said, I'm never reading him again. So I haven't. I don't want to cry like that unless I have to. Okay. Somebody asked for, let me go to the next page. Let me see. How can I have the kind of life and home I see other people have? Well, first off, you should not be envious of other people. That's one of the 7 deadly sins, I believe. If it's not, it should be. No, Robert is not writing another book. Not that I don't want him to, but he's got to be the one to want it. How do I have the kind of life and home I see other people have? You don't know what's going on in their home. You have no clue. You've got to have the home you're supposed to have, not what they have. You know, I want for you to have the peace that I have in my home. I want that. But you have to take care of you. You have to take care of your home. You have to take care of your organization. You have to establish your habits. You have to establish your routines. You string these little habits together and they become routines. And before you know it, you'll have the home you want, not what other people have. You'll have your home. Your home. Don't look at somebody else. I mean, because that stuff can make us nuts. Let's be honest. You look in these magazines and newspapers and Pinterest, you get Pinterest envy, and you drive yourself crazy saying, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I really can't do that. That's a whiny voice. Don't do that to yourself. Go shine your sink. Have you shined your sink yet? Have you just dismissed that because you didn't think it was worth doing? Stop it. Go shine your sink. Just do it. Don't question me. Just go do it. It's going to change your life. Why do we start with shining our sink? Now, that's somebody questioning the fact that she really doesn't want to do it. Now, let's look at it this way. I started with shining my sink. And it worked. It worked for me. You want to know why I started with shining my sink? Because my sweet darling asked me, when we first got married, if you'll just keep one side of the sink open, honey, I'll make you coffee in the morning. And guess what? He makes me a cup of coffee every morning. And he comes and sets it on my table. Sets it right down on my table. And then he gives me a kiss. One time I tried to give up coffee for Lent. And I missed the kiss so bad, I said, I'm not ever doing this again. So he makes me coffee because I keep one side of my sink clean. But now I keep both sides clean. And when I was getting organized, I had this big long list of front and back of a sheet of paper, front and back of a lined sheet of paper. And I said, I can't do this. I set myself up for failure. I can't do all of this stuff in one day. So I said, I figured out I had never established a habit. So I picked one thing to establish a habit. And guess what that was? Shining my sink. So I spent 2 hours shining our 25-year-old crusted with calcium deposits and crud of a sink. I spent 2 hours with an SOS pad. I scrubbed it really well. I rinsed it out well. I filled it up with hot water and put a cup of bleach in it. Yes, it's not good if you have a septic tank, but I didn't know that then. And you could make a bleach solution and wipe your sink down with it. It'd probably do just as well. And throw it out in the yard in a bucket. You know, have a bucket that you're wiping the sink out with. Rinse it really well. I took a knife and scraped the edge of the sink where the calcium deposits and around the faucet. I spent 2 hours, and when I got through, our sink looked like a brand new penny. It was shiny and beautiful, and when you have a sink that beautiful, you won't put a dirty dish in it. So you know what you do? You empty your silly dishwasher. And I can say that because I'm silly. My last name is Silly. So I emptied my silly dishwasher, and there you had it. I had a dirty dish disposal unit. The counters got clean because I could, when the kitchen sink is that beautiful, wow. What happens next? You get rid of the clutter off your counters. I mean, I look at some YouTube videos of some of these fantastic cooks, and I don't know how they function in their kitchen because their kitchen is so cluttered, I would die. I would just die. So, get the clutter off your countertops. Clean and clear is beautiful to me. Beautiful. Now, I have utensils that I use. I have the coffee, our coffee canisters, because we have beans and we have ground coffee, and Robert has the mixture he's playing with today, but I don't have any other canisters. Well, Robert has his cereal canister and nuts and sunflower seeds. He has those little canisters, but that's it. I have plants. I have weird plants on my kitchen counter, and I have my one pot has become the center of attention in my kitchen, and I have my mixer. So that's all I have on my counter. I keep my iron skillets in my oven because I use them all the time, and it just keeps it simple. If you don't have a dishwasher, what you do is you put a dishpan underneath your sink. You have to clean out from under the sink to make room for a dishpan. And you can get a dishpan at the dollar store. You probably have one in your basement or in your storage shed. One you got when you were in the hospital having a baby or something. But you can get a dishpan for $1, put it underneath your sink, and or a Rubbermaid bin, and put the dishes in there, put it in your sink, fill it up with hot soapy water, wash your dishes, dry them, put them away, and then put the thing back in under your sink. There you have it. That's why we start with shining our sinks, because my sweet darling asked me to keep one side of the sink clean and shiny. And you know, from that one habit, it changed my life. It changed my kitchen. It changed my whole home. I want you to feel that. I want you to feel that same thing that I did. How do I learn to love myself? You learn to love yourself by listening to you, listening to your body. When you feel antsy, when you start crying for no reason, when you sit on your hands because you're angry, when you turn red in the chest because somebody said something that hurt your feelings and you don't want to bite their head off, so you're holding it inside. You listen to those things, and then you start doing things to make those actions change. You know, it's all about taking actions. Leanne and I were sitting in the living room. The guys were out on the back deck playing chess the other night, or the other afternoon, and she broke a fingernail, and I handed her my manicure kit, and she just started sitting there filing her fingernails. She spent about 30 minutes while we're sitting there talking, waiting for the guys to get finished so we could go eat dinner, and she filed her fingernails and she was having the best time giving herself a manicure while we were sitting talking. Doing little things to take care of you. Taking an Epsom salt bath. Oh my. Or taking a bubble bath. Just relaxing. Putting a sign on the door. Don't knock unless you're bleeding. And go get in the tub and take a bath. And I know many of you said that's just a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. When you can sit in there and meditate. I like to pray in my bathtub. I surround myself with the warm water, hot water, and the Epsom salt and a few little bubbles or some bath oil or some essential oils. I like to use lavender, even like orange extract, orange oil. And I just take in all my senses, and I quiet my brain and I pray, and it's just such a relaxing time for me. I look forward to my baths every evening. And then what happens? Robert turns the TV off, and we're recording everything that we watch, and then we can rush through all the commercials and not have to listen to the commercials. They can be earworms, just so you know. But you got to take actions. You got to take actions. I found a quote from Leanne in going through my pictures today, and it says, if your actions don't go along, if you're just saying the words and not taking the actions, you're not taking care of yourself. I'll have to find, I think I saved that to my pictures on my computer. What are the 11 commandments I've heard you mention? Well, I have them right here, and they're not printed so big but they're bolded so I can read them. So number 1, and they're on our website. Just look up the 11 commandments. And if somebody could post a link in here, this would be good. Keep your sink clean and shiny. Number 1. Number 2, get dressed every morning, even if you don't feel like it. Don't forget to lace up your shoes. That's number 2. Number 3, do your morning and before bed routines every day. Don't skip a day, because when you skip a day, you set yourself up for failure. Number 4, don't allow yourself to be sidetracked by the computer. Guess what? I got sidetracked by my phone this morning and missed you for 5 minutes. Will it happen again? It might. But I was working on our supporter page, and I wanted to do something special for those people who want to be supporters of Fly Lady, because you helped me to keep Fly Lady free for everyone. And Facebook gave us a new way to do that. Pick up after yourself. If you get it out, put it away. Now, this is something I learned a long time ago from a clerk I had when I was a county commissioner. She says, Marla, it's real simple. I asked her, how do you keep your house clean? She says, if I get it out, I put it away. If I get it out, I put it away. And it was like a light bulb moment that went off in my head. Because we can see a path of what we're doing all during the day if we don't do that. We just go from one place to the next place, and we can see what we've been doing all day long. Don't try to do 2 projects at once, one job at a time. Well, that's what I did this morning. I was hyper-focusing. I was listening to Scott Adams. He ran a little long, and usually he ends before 11, and I was just listening and looking at pictures and dropping them to my computer and just having the best time looking at old pictures. I went back 10 years or more on my phone. That's the beauty of having a large phone. So I don't do 2 projects as well. I was listening to something. I can listen to a book. I can listen to Scott Adams. I can listen to my favorite podcasters every day. Or I can listen to 3 hours of a book. And in 2 days, I've read a book sometimes. 2 days. So, what's next? Don't pull out more than you can put back in 1 hour. This is what happens to us. We decide we're going to clean out our closet, which we're in our master bedroom this week. We're going to clean out our closets. And what does Marie Kondo tell us to do? Pull it all out. Pull it all out, see what fits, and then you're sitting there and you're sitting in your bedroom floor looking at the mess that you have pulled out of your silly closet, and you don't know what to do. You don't know where to start. I don't teach you to do this. Don't do that to yourself. Go into your closet and pick 5 items that don't fit you. I'm doing it as I'm doing the laundry. I am taking brown craft bags with handles and filling it up with 2X and 3X clothes, putting it into these bags. And by the end of the day, I'll probably have 5 bags of things to get rid of. 5 bags of clothes that don't fit me anymore, because I've lost almost 30 pounds. So, I save everything to the cloud, so all my pictures are on the cloud. I don't lose my pictures. They're all on the cloud. And if you haven't paid for cloud storage with Apple or whoever you've got, you need to get those pictures and save them. Do something for yourself every day, maybe every morning and every night. Every morning I get up, I get dressed to lace up shoes, I do my simple morning routine, I sit down to my computer, my husband brings me a cup of coffee, and we have no noise going, nothing, for about an hour. And I am enjoying it. Somebody just posted something about a colonoscopy. If you will fast for 3 days before you get a colonoscopy, and then you can do the cleansing and your colon will be totally clean with only clear broths, only chicken broths. Chicken broths, no red juices, no nothing, just chicken broth for 3 days. You will have the cleanest colon ever. A fly baby told me that, and it was amazing, amazing. And drink water. Don't get dehydrated. You got to stay hydrated. Do something every day. Do something every day for yourself. Take actions to love yourself. Take those actions. Work as fast as you can to get the job done. This will give you more time to play later. That's all any of us really want to do is play. So if we'll get our routines done, our house will automatically clean itself, and then we're good to go. We're good. Then we can go play. Smile even when you don't feel like it. It is contagious. Make your mind up to be happy, and you will be. Nobody else can make you happy. When you let go of that notion, your life's going to change. So put a smile on your face. Yep. Put a smile on your face, because that smile tells your head that you're happy, which releases endorphins that puts a smile on your face. It's a never-ending cycle of happiness. So walk around the house pretending like you're happy. Fake it till you make it, and you will. Don't forget to laugh every day. Pamper yourself. You deserve it. So yesterday I posted this little picture, this little video, 1-minute video on our page. My sister Patty sent it to me. She says, you need to laugh, because I was upset about Ben and happy about Ben and upset too. And so she had her lipstick. And her daddy was asking her whose lipstick it was. And she says, it's mine. And he said, who told you could put that on? And she said, I did. So, and then he asked, where'd you get your lipstick? At Home Depot. I laughed so hard. Oh my, it was so funny. So that's our 11 commandments. And I think that's all my questions. Yep, I've gotten through them all, almost in an hour. Look at that. I got on here 5 minutes late. I'm ending 5 minutes late. I love you so much. You have no clue how much. And I want for you what I have. And I have a life that is just amazing. It's amazing. But I want you to have your amazing life too. And your life isn't my life, but your life is your life. And if you start taking care of you, you're going to see things change. You really are. Getting enough sleep, eating properly, drinking your water, taking breaks. Join me at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We're going to have tea time. I'm going to be on Leanne's show in just a little under an hour. We're going to be there together. And I'll be sharing her video with all our groups and, getting people into her show. She'll be talking. I bet she's going to talk about her desk this morning. Yes, that's an evil friend laugh. Anyway, I love you all. I will see you later. And, we can do this. We don't have to wallow in self-pity and denial. We can do this. We can. We really can. My granny always said, can't never could do anything. So we have to know we can do this. I love you all. Don't forget about our sales, because we're getting low on the hot pink bucket and mop kit. I mean, we've sold a slew of them, and they're getting down low, and when they're gone, they're not coming back. Get your red office in a bag, download your holiday control journal, get your calendars ordered for gifts. These make great clutter-free gifts for older people and for younger people and for people with families, large families, even small families, because there's enough room to menu plan. What else is there? We have the Multi-One is half price, and we have rubber scrubbers on a BOGO, and we have pink rags on a BOGO. So y'all, see y'all later. And I'm freezing.